All right, what do we got here? It is Thursday, March 21st, and welcome to the backyard. I told you we were going to do a backyard broadcast today. It is a glorious day in San Francisco. We got the NCAA tournament underway, and I can hardly even think about the NCAA tournament. It's one of my absolute most favorite sporting events of the year, and yet Shohei Ohtani is the only thing that's kind of on my mind today. And I thought that we would come out here in the backyard. By the way, I told you I'd show you the rose bush that needs an awful lot of help here. There was some severe pruning. Hopefully that improves. But this Shohei Ohtani story is just, it's unbelievable. It's a truly unbelievable story as we look at it, as we watch it unfold. And a lot of people are in their feelings. Did a video about it just yesterday, and people are saying, well, wait a minute, you've been covering the San Francisco Giants for 20 years, Damon, so you must have a bias. No, this is not bias. Shohei Ohtani could play for the Purdue Boilermakers. I'm still a fan of his. I love the guy. You can check out the videos that I've done in the past. Ohtani Tuesdays. I'm absolutely enamored with him as a player. He's the greatest baseball player of my lifetime, of your lifetime, of anybody's lifetime. I think he's incredible. And I hate that he is in the situation that he finds himself in right now. I mean, it stinks, but it looks like he put himself there. So let's go over some details here on what is going to be a very short show here live on Shorts, because it is every single American's birthright to take the Thursday and Friday off of the opening round of the NCAA tournament. And now that I work for myself, I don't even need permission to do that. So I'm going to go to a bar, set up with some friends, and watch an awful lot of basketball here in just a little while. My original meeting this morning got canceled, so things are happening, things are moving. Thanks for being here with me. It's the Damon Brew Show, brought to you by Ike's Love and Sandwiches. I don't know what you're doing for lunch this afternoon. Go ahead, get yourself a sandwich from Ike's. You'll be awfully happy that you did. Download the app, start earning reward points for free sandwiches. You know how it goes. A few questions about Shohei Ohtani right off the rip. Okay? A few questions right off the rip. And I think that these are legitimate questions that everyone needs to be asking, not just cynical media members. This is what fans need to be asking. Let's start with this. Because, by the way, I looked it up, and I got my laptop here on my lap, and it's so bright out I can't even find my cursor. Where is the damn cursor? Anyways, never mind that. I looked it up. I think I remembered this. Like, you can hire a Japanese interpreter right now on like WeWork or, you know, whatever you go to rent employees for like $40 an hour. You can hire an interpreter for over a year, and it's like a $80,000 to $100,000 a year job. Now, of course, Shohei Ohtani, if he's given this job to his boy, is going to pay him better than that. But what interpreter, on what interpreter's salary do you get a $4.5 million line of credit? That's my first question. At the very least, Shohei Ohtani is the bankroll. I mean, at the very least, that's what we're looking at, right? In what world are we good with allowing a major leaguer to just pick up gambling debts for their friends? Imagine if this was a story about Mike Yastrzemski. Imagine if I told you that Mike Yastrzemski had paid off a $4.5 million gambling debt that one of his friends incurred. No follow-up questions there? Let me tell you how gambling works. I don't care who goes to the window to make the bet. The money that you're betting with is who's gambling. It's hard to believe that this is a pile of money that an interpreter was ever comfortable gambling with, unless, again, he knew he had Ohtani insurance. So Ohtani, at worst, is the bankroll of an illegal gambling operation. Now, is it illegal because I have a moral issue with gambling? Not at all. It's illegal because it's illegal in the state of California. And that's where all of this took place. Any Ohtani denial of involvement ends immediately when he starts cutting checks. That's him getting involved in this. And you can't pretend that he is not involved in this when we have a story on record saying that he cut the checks And then all of a sudden, they want to wipe that away and said, no, 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 no. Our interpreter, Ippei Matsuhara, it had nothing to do, Shohei had nothing to do with this right up until the moment he paid it off. Well, then he is directly involved in it at the very least from that moment. And let me just tell you how gambling works historically. If you're the bankroll for someone, chances are you're talking about the bets that are happening before you're just saying, okay, no matter what you do, no matter what you spend, no matter how you gamble, I'll be your safety net. Again, who has that? Who has that much of a friend in their life? By the way, I don't want you to think for a second there wouldn't be a sip of the day during this broadcast. I gotta be up. I gotta be honest. The sip of the day is kind of already passed. I was watching NCAA tournament preview and garnering any and all information I could about this Shohei Ohtani story. So Ohtani's people have said that there's massive theft. So you tell me Ohtani's stealing from himself? I mean, because it looks like Shohei Ohtani has been said to have paid these off specifically by himself. Again, this has nothing to do with him being a Dodger or me covering the Giants or me. Apply any San Francisco Giant to this story and say these things out loud and tell me that something isn't incredibly fishy about all of this. Again, we have two totally different stories about the same topic, which means somebody's lying. We know that for a fact. And the other fact that we have that is irrefutable, undeniable, is the fact that gambling remains illegal in California. So Shohei Ohtani has 100% done something illegal here as the bank to pay off this illegal activity. Is he a bad guy? Is Shohei Ohtani a criminal? Of course not. But is Shohei Ohtani, in my mind, able to just claim like, oh, stranger in a strange land, I didn't know the rules? His interpreter has been in the United States for a quarter century. He has been indoctrinated into the ways, the means of American life. And he can't play this like, didn't understand, no speak English card. Like that can't happen. That is not what's going on here. As a matter of fact, you're the interpreter. You specifically speak English. So there's no way that there can be like it's a cultural misunderstanding. We didn't know, didn't have the information. They clearly knew that they were doing something foul. Again, Ohtani's involvement up until the payment is completely unknown, and that's where the investigation has to begin. Ohtani paid this off. That is a fact. He can say, well, it's theft. I didn't know about it. I don't know if we believe that anymore. During this entire investigation, and there needs to be an investigation, Shohei Ohtani needs to be indefinitely suspended. He should not have played Game 2 of the Dodgers season overnight in South Korea, and he shouldn't be allowed in the Dodgers lineup until we have some conclusion on this story. And I'm not saying that because he's a Dodger. He could be a Milwaukee Brewer for all I care. He could be a Pittsburgh Pirate. It doesn't change the fact that anyone else, what if I just told you, hey, Kenny Lofton paid off a $4.5 million gambling debt. Are you cool with that? No follow-up questions? No investigation there? Just, that's fine? Obviously, Kenny Lofton was from an era where gambling and sports weren't playing together, but that's the name that came to my head. What if I told you that Barry Bonds did this? Oh my God, there'd be sirens. He'd be under house arrest right now. What if I told you that Lovable, what if I told you Tim Lincecum did this? It wouldn't matter. There is something very, very fishy about this story, and the more you start asking questions and just applying any and all means of gambling logic to this, at what point in time does anyone come into a gambling conversation to only pay off the debts? That's it. A massive conversation about gambling has been happening to the tune of $4.5 million of losses. I knew nothing about that, but I'm comfortable paying it? We all need a friend like that. What, are you kidding me? That's incredible. By the way, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for appearing in the comments. I got a reflection here and I can't see anything. I don't even know if my iPhone is on right now. It looks kind of black to me. So I hope it's working. I hope this is an actual broadcast right now. But this Ohtani story, it's not going away. And if there's any actual prowess to Rob Manfred's commissionership, he needs to make the incredibly difficult decision to suspend Shohei Ohtani indefinitely until all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed of the investigation to figure out exactly how he was involved, how much he was involved. Somebody is totally lying here. It feels like Shohei knew one of the rules: have a fall guy. And he sent in his guy to be the fall guy, to fall on his sword with the interview that was granted before Team Ohtani got wind of what was said in that interview, determined that even after that interview, they were still way too exposed in this story. And so Ohtani basically has, disavows knowledge of any of this, and the guy gets fired. It's massive fraud. It's theft. Well, that's not the story that was told at all. The story that your interpreter put on the record was that this was Shohei Ohtani is at worst guilty of being a generous friend. And again, in his generosity, something illegal happened. Whether it offends you or not does not matter. Illegal gambling in the state of California is illegal. And this is where this has happened. And everyone involved knew it. Everyone involved knew it. They can claim they had no idea all they want. Everyone here has been in America long enough to know what's what. Well, hold on. Do we have Clarence Beeks has become a member of the initiated? That one stood out to me because it was nice and green and I saw it. So Clarence, thank you very much. Again, like and subscribe. We're doing something new, a little backyard broadcast for you today. I'm going to go out and watch the NCAA tournament. Somebody said, what bar are you going to be at? We can't bring that much of a crowd to the bar. Rec Room. I'm going to be at the Rec Room on California. Probably a little bit later on this afternoon, though. So I can't make any promises. But I got friends who are working downtown and decided, what do we do? We're not working downtown today. So I'm going to go and hang out with them, which is why we're not doing a normal show. It's why we came out here to do a little backyard broadcast. And again, the rose bush, it's got a lot of work to do, but I did some severe trimming, and already we have some nice new growth over here. So we will have some rose updates throughout the summer, in the coming months. I mean, we got to get to next football season somehow. I don't know why you'd watch this channel, but rose updates, that's got to be among them. It is being widely reported. We do have some 49er news for you here from my backyard in San Francisco. Being widely reported that safety Julian Blackmon is visiting the 49ers today. Dave Lombardi passed along the information that here's a 25-year-old who would be a younger, more cost-efficient version of Justin Simmons, who is looking for a free agent deal at the age of 30 for a much bigger price point than I'm sure Julian Blackmon would be looking for it. Blackmon is coming off a 4 interception in a career year for the Indianapolis Colts, a year after being removed from Achilles. He popped his Achilles. So he's come back. He's played well. He's gotten stronger. We'll see if he ends up becoming a member of the 49ers or not. But there is the other story that I had to share with you today. The Warriors beat the Memphis Grizzlies last night, and there's no real follow-up to that other than, of course, you damn well better beat the Memphis Grizzlies if we're going to take you seriously at all as a basketball team. So good that happened. They got another game coming up on Friday, but it's hard to even think NBA. And honestly, as much as I love the NCAA tournament, it's hard to think about the tournament more than I've been thinking about this Ohtani story. Again, I love Shohei Ohtani. I'm not rooting against Shohei Ohtani. If I could wish upon a star and get his name completely cleared and he did nothing wrong, I would do that. I don't want Shohei Ohtani to be a bad guy. He's like our perfect baseball player. I don't want him to be disliked. I don't want him to have done something wrong here. But he is involved in something that is wrong here. To the degree in which he's involved, at best, He is the bank account for a massive illegal gambling scandal. And in what world would any other major leaguer not be suspended while we sift through the details of what really happened? Rob Manfred, you need to suspend Shohei Ohtani indefinitely while an investigation, which is going to take months. I mean, Shohei Ohtani should be suspended until the conclusion of this investigation, which could take into the All-Star game, if not longer, because we all know that the wheels of investigation and justice don't turn very, very fast. So this is, as somebody said, like non-story. It's a total non-story. You are in a massive amount of denial if you're trying to apply any element of non-story to Shohei Ohtani and what he's going through. Again, just use your own logic. Like, remove the names from it. Guy picks up a $4.5 million debt for a friend. The friend explains it away. I mean, we're not even using the word gambling here. Just a $4.5 million debt explained away as friend says, this guy helped me out. And then the guy who helped him out comes back and says, no, wait a minute, this money was stolen from me. Right there, things don't start adding up, do they? Not even close. Not even close. So something is officially up here, and an indefinite suspension to me is what any other player in baseball would be subjected to. Imagine if this were Trevor Bauer. Do you think anyone would be saying, hey, give Trevor the benefit of the doubt here? You know, nice guy. I don't know if anyone's saying nice guy about Trevor Bauer. But again, here's somebody who was accused of doing heinous things. The process of all legality plays out, and he's, officially on the hook for having done nothing wrong. Like, his name has been cleared by any and all authorities. The same thing needs to happen for Shohei Ohtani. This is a gambling scandal with the highest profile baseball player on the globe. You can try to wish it away all you want. That is not how this works. And while you have someone in this amount of microscope level of investigation, I don't know how you let that guy just go and get his 4 at-bats a game. I don't know how baseball could claim to be anti-gambling and let Shohei Ohtani continue to just keep on playing while all these questions keep circulating. An unbelievable story. A story that no one expected. Absolutely no one expected. Like, if you told me that the next story about Shohei Ohtani was going to be him running into an animal hospital that was on fire to save the puppies, I would have believed that more than Shohei Ohtani involved in a gambling scandal. Like, I did not see that one coming. Not at all. The question, hey, well, why is it a big deal if he's not betting on baseball? It's simply about exposure. It's about having debt to gamblers and the exposure that any player could find themselves subjected to by owing a gambler debt. Hold on, I see another little thing here. What do we got? Oh, thank you very much, Iceman. Sorry, Damon, the real story is that X-Men 97 is back. Are you excited about that cartoon? I know a lot of adults are excited about that cartoon. Congratulations to you if you're a fan of X-Men. The cartoon is back. Huzzah. I can't believe I'm saying this. Shohei Ohtani needs to be suspended indefinitely until baseball concludes this investigation. I need to start thinking about where I'm going to be parking downtown before I have a few Guinness and watch a little NCAA basketball. Take today off. Take the rest of the day off. You have my full permission to play hooky. Take the rest of the day off. I want you to take tomorrow off as well. We'll be back for the normal show at 11 o'clock, regularly scheduled on the Damon Bruce show. But it's a Friday, which means at 8:30 in the morning, Larry Kruger and I will have a wake up for you to go over all the latest 49ers news. And we will, of course, be getting into this story and what the Warriors got in front of them and what the Giants are doing. But again, it breaks my heart to tell you that Shohei Ohtani is involved in something he has no business being involved in. And his level of involvement means that he needs to be indefinitely suspended until we figure it all out. What a world we're living in. All right, now how do I shut this thing off? I don't even know. I want to thank you very much for watching, and I gotta do it. What do I do? I don't even know. What do I do? See, I did this once before. I think I clicked that. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes, I think I am. I'm sure of that. I'm unsure of what happened with Shohei Ohtani. But you start using any logic, it doesn't look good for Ohtani. Sports don't build character, they reveal it.